I'm Corey, one of Shaw TV's interns, and welcome to the Community Producers. This is a show that provides a unique look at the Capital Region with everything created by Shaw TV's amazing Access volunteers. Today, we dance our way around the downtown core and we'll enjoy some delicious, yet somewhat unhealthy snacks. Let's start off by asking ourselves, is it junk or is it treasure?
Hey, I'm Nick McQuick, and we're at Junk for Good, and we're tearing apart some mattresses. What exactly goes on here at Junk for Good?
Junk for Good is a full-service junk removal company. Here in our location, we're actually doing mattress recycling.
Well, what do you recycle them into?
A bunch of different things. We take foam components, turn that into carpet underlay. Steel gets turned into oil field products. Felt material gets recycled into moving pads, and plastic into future plastic products.
Okay, and then this is the skeleton, right? This part?
Yep. This goes to the back.
You do all sizes of beds, you do pull-outs, Murphy beds.
Pretty much anything two men can lift, we'll take.
Yeah?
And if two men can't lift it, we'll send four. So yeah, we'll take whatever you got.
I didn't know that there was so many things that aren't comfortable inside of mattresses. So what sort of bed do you sleep on?
Memory foam.
Memory foam, eh?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful about talking in your sleep with memory foam. It'll hold on to that stuff. If somebody had a whole bunch of mattresses in their house and they wanted to get rid of them for whatever sort of reason, how would they get in touch with you guys?
Well, they can go to our website, which is junkforgood.com. They can actually book a pickup online through the website, or you can give us a call at our phone number, 780-761-9636.
Yeah, I'm a comedian, so this is the hardest I think I've ever worked.
Sometimes we get up to 200. Usually average 150.
All proceeds that we generate support our charity in the West End here, which is the Jasper Place Wellness Center, and supports just community programs, so it goes right back to the community.
Okay, now here's the weird thing that I've always wondered. Running a non-profit, how do you afford such snazzy shirts?
Well, you know what, I didn't just find this in the alley.
Yeah?
I bought it, but so we actually pride ourselves in paying our staff a living wage. So first and foremost, the fees that we collect for removal, for recycling, we pay our staff.
So there's a lot of cool people doing cool things in Edmonton, and if you've got some furniture that you need to get rid of, why not let it be recycled? Give back to the community. Give them a call at Junk for Good.
Nick, you may have just found yourself a brand new hobby. Now let's go from sleep to leap. Over at McEwen University, they're moving their Center for the Arts from the west side of Edmonton to downtown. Sounds like a good reason to celebrate by cutting loose.
We're here at the West End location of McEwen University, outside the John L. Haar Performing Arts Theatre, a building of great significance and great history here in Edmonton. For over 30 years, hundreds of productions have graced the stage, with only 2 more to go before the theatre closes its doors in late June. Footloose the musical being one of them.
I'm leaving you clowns for the wide open space. What he means is that he's moving to some small, big town that nobody's ever heard of.
Footloose is a bit nostalgic anyway. It's looking back to the 80s. The building was built in the late 70s. Showcases a lot of what McEwen is really good at, singing and dancing and kind of youthful energy, which is what this musical is all about.
This has been the home for the theater, department. It's been home for the music program. And once upon a time, there used to be a dance program at McEwen. John Elhar was the first president of Grant McEwen Community College. That's from 1971 to 81. He retired in 82. And upon his departure, they decided to name the theater after him.
In just a few short months, programs and operations will be changing from this West End location to the brand new building in the heart of downtown Edmonton. And even though the performance venue is changing, Mr. Har's legacy will certainly continue on. The city plans to name the brand new library at the new location after John Elhar, and the city will be determining what happens with this space once the school year is over. The new Center for Arts and Culture was designed by world-renowned architect Bing Tom and will include underground parking, retail services, a restaurant, an art gallery, and a pedway that connects the building to the rest of the campus.
It's going to be amazing to be downtown. State of the art, the equipment, the facilities are going to offer so many more resources for our program, for the actors, as well as the theater production who puts up the sets. I think it's got a fly gallery, a lot more bells and whistles.
For productions, the theater provides a larger stage with wing space and state-of-the-art lighting, audio, video, and rigging equipment. So what will happen to the original location of the John Elhar Theater?
There has been a lot of talk about the city reaching out to a lot of small independent arts organizations. So the hope and the wish is that there'll be a lot of small theaters using the spaces, using the rental spaces. I have no doubts that the Har Theater will still be used.
The City of Edmonton has purchased the original building and is in the process of gathering feedback from the community on how to best use the space. Ideas include turning it into a creative arts, multicultural, and non-for-profit hub, as well as a space for learning organizations, recreation, or wellness activities. The Center for Arts and Culture, including the John Elhar Theater, will be closed on June 30th, 2017.
Okay, now, everybody cut. Everybody cut. Everybody cut Footloose. Boy, Robin Ray and the John Elhar Theater sure picked a great way to step out in style. Next up, our Focus on Theater, Act 2. Our junior reporter Monica takes us backstage to Kinky Boots as she discovers the recipe to cooking up success on Broadway.
Hi, I'm Monica, and we're backstage at Kinky Boots. What's your name?
My name is Aaron Walpole.
What do you do here?
I play Don in Kinky Boots.
Where are you originally from?
St. Thomas, Ontario. Actually, I'm one of the few Canadians in the cast.
Do you like traveling always?
I love it. I mean, this is like a workcation to me. We call it a workcation because we get paid to travel and tour and do the shows. But we get to travel to some cool cities. Like, we're going to go to the West Edmonton Mall and check that out. Next week we'll be in Calgary, but I'm going to hit Banff in between. So, like, we make like this huge kind of vacation out of it.
Do you have a favorite city you visited?
Well, I always like going home. But New Orleans was a really good one for me.
Can you show us the boots?
Well, these are the Kinky Boots. These are the ones that Lola in the show designs, and Charlie and the company at Price & Son, they make these. As you can see, the heels are deadly.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this for almost a year and a half now. I joined the tour October of 2015, so yeah, I've been wearing these boots 8 shows a week for quite a while now.
What's your role in the show?
I play Don. I'm one of the blue-collar workers in the factory. I make shoes, but I'm also I represent the change in the story. I say change because I'm challenged actually to change my mind and to open up, because I'm a very closed-minded individual, especially when Lola and her angels come in, the drag queens come into the factory. I'm not used to that, and so I think that's wrong. And I find out throughout the piece that they're human, just like me, and I open up and we become friends.
That's really cool. How old were you when you started this all?
When I started acting, I was 16 years old, professionally. my first actual theatrical performance. I played Santa when I was 10 years old.
Do you have any tips for young performers?
Do everything, learn everything. I play guitar, piano, bass, drums. I write music. Whenever I'm not able to do a gig or I'm not contracted in a show, then I can actually do my own coffee house gigs with my guitar, or I can get a band together and do band gigs, and then I can do film and TV work, which is a completely different style of acting. Just try to learn everything you can, and that even goes with like sports and hobbies, because I mean, I played a football player in a musical once, so I had to know about that. I played football in high school, so I drew from that. I played a hockey player before. I played hockey since I was 3, so I drew from that. So just experience everything. Sass, walk, 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 walk around the world, down, up. Perfect.
I think Monica has what it takes to make it on Broadway. Me, I'll stick to learning the simple things. How to make ham bread, for instance. I do enjoy ham, and I love bread. In 60 seconds, you'll find out what I'm talking about. Already on Community Producers, we've cut loose, we've gone to Broadway, and all that dancing is really making me hungry. So let's head over to the kitchen. There's ham, there's bread, and then, wait for it, we mix them together.
Hello everyone, my name is Vane. I want to share with you a not so healthy recipe, but if you're a foodie like me, you would appreciate being introduced to new food. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. I'm gonna introduce you to a traditional Venezuelan ham bread. I know it sounds simple, but the ingredients involved and the way it's made make it so unique and delicious that I can assure you won't regret it. For the dough, we're going to need 5 cups of whole wheat flour, 1 tablespoon instant yeast, a 1/4 cup of warm water, 2 beaten eggs, 1/2 cup maple syrup, 1/2 cup melted butter, 3/4 of warm milk, 1/2 teaspoon salt. First, we're going to activate the yeast in the warm water with a little bit of sugar. Cover up and set aside for 15 minutes. In a medium bowl, combine all the wet ingredients and the salt. Add the yeast, then the 5 cups of flour, one at a time, scraping down the sides to integrate the mixture. Add a little bit of flour to the table and knead the dough, trying to eliminate any air bubble. Put the dough into a medium bowl and cover with plastic wrap and a towel. Place it inside the oven for 1 hour. Make sure the oven is turned off. After an hour has passed, your dough is going to be duplicated in size. Pour more flour in your table and knead again until reaching a rectangle shape. It's the time to add the filling of this bread. I'm using traditional ham, bacon, red pepper stuffed olives, raisins, and cream cheese. Roll the sides of the dough over, making sure the filling ingredients remain inside, covering any opening using your wet hands. Cover your bread with wax paper and a towel and let it sit in the oven for 1 hour. Make sure the oven is turned off. Mix 1 egg white with 1/2 teaspoon of brown sugar and brush the top of your bread. Using a fork, pinch the bread several times to allow the air go during the baking process. Now you may turn on your oven and bake your bread for 30 minutes at 350 Fahrenheit. This bread is regularly served as a side dish during Christmas time in Venezuela, but you can make your own any time of the year. You can take it to a party or a potluck, and I can assure you're gonna make the difference. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Talk about a way to combine two delicious foods. I mean, it's Instagram worthy, clearly. Now, I wonder if Brittany Punter, #Foodie, has anything Edmonton related to add to that ham bread. That's on the way. Putting aside the good eating, if you have something you'd like to share with the rest of Edmonton on the community producers, feel free to like, follow, or retweet us. Visit our webpage for more info. Now, we all know that Edmonton is a great city, but what makes it Edmonton?
Edmonton is positively remarkable.
Saucy. It's diverse is just the best thing I can come up with. I love Edmonton and I hope to just explore it more.
Edmonton is rad.
It's awesome because it gave me a second chance at life. I came here from Ireland.
Lucky.
Edmonton is resourceful.
And there's always the chance to prove yourself out here. There's the jobs, the culture, and you know what? At least look around you right now. This place is beautiful right now.
It is the best place to find good food.
Edmonton's where we sing books.
It means to me, it means so much. Ever since I started taking pictures, meeting the people around Edmonton and all the amazing individuals, it made me realize, wow, I am so lucky to live here in Edmonton.
Thanks, Brittany, and everyone else who shared what they thought Edmonton is. For me, in my biased opinion, I'd say Edmonton is informed. The Community Producers is all about expressing the local voice. Meet Karen Unland, who shares that passion for homegrown stories.
Taproot Edmonton is a new thing that McEwen and I have come up with. We launched it last year. It's a source of curiosity-driven stories about the city cultivated by the community. We're a subscription-based thing, but the subscription doesn't get you exclusive access to our stories. What it gets you is exclusive access to the ability to be part of the story from the beginning by asking a question. A certain class of stories or a certain group of stories that is only interesting to people who live here. And if we don't figure out a way to tell those stories, nobody will. Our members express something that they're curious about. Other members say, I'm curious about that too. We assign that story to a writer, and then we publish that story. And that's the kind of the Taproot process right now. We're not so much based on the news of the day as what people are curious about at a certain point. So another thing that I do is pay concerted attention to local independent media producers, the people that are covering little parts of our city on their own channels, particularly on their blogs and their podcasts. Everyone's a publisher now. That's what social media does. News happens beside them. They're turning their camera phone on it. It's interesting. I think in the end, we're going to end up with a more informed population of Edmonton.
As an intern who loves social media, it's comforting to know that the road ahead isn't so bleak. When a community unites to support those in need, I think you've just defined what community really means. With that in mind, let's go behind the scenes of a music video to see how we can help those who have experienced domestic violence.
All right, so here we go. I'm gonna walk you in on set right now, and nothing's really going on yet. We're just starting to get set up, but you can see how it looks in terms of the endless white wall. A bunch of our choirs already here, waiting on standby, hair and makeup done, and they're all black with purple and gold accents, ready to rock. And I will take you guys inside, Studio 2. Some final touches on the staging. There's our choir. Our artist getting in place, Mr. Ian Fendercase, and we're about to start.
Scared sometimes, don't know where to go. Open up your heart, let it light your way home. We all get lost sometimes, don't lose hope. Open up your heart, let it light your way home. Scared sometimes. Sometimes
has just arrived on the spot from Loretta Shelter. Hi, Gail.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
How do you feel about the song so far?
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I heard a tape of it and it was really heart-wrenching.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
We're glad you like it.
Scared sometimes, don't know where to go. Open up your heart, let it light your way home. We all get lost sometimes.
For more information on resources for domestic violence, feel free to call the number below. A helping hand really can mean the world. Let's meet Harriet Tinka, who helps youth struggling with low self-esteem.
Living each day with an attitude for gratitude, Harriet Tinka helps inspire youths with her Empowered Me program.
Empowered Me is about empowering young people to be the best version of themselves. We want them to let go of any limitations they may have and be themselves and be the best version of themselves.
In her school days, Tinka remembers struggling with low self-esteem, so she uses her pain to move forward and inspire others.
We talk about all sorts of different life skills, not just how you're feeling, what are you doing. It's basically, I always ask them, what do you want to do? And when you ask them that, sometimes they take a step back. Sometimes they're not used to people asking them what they want. So when they identify that, then we start the dialogue.
Tinka's workshops have a way of showcasing the importance of high self-esteem.
What self-esteem is, when all of us are born, we're really like an empty shell. When you open up, there's nothing going on. We have no feelings, nothing basically. As time goes on, people keep saying wonderful things. You're ambitious, you're strong, you're a good friend, and you're gonna be somebody one day. So all of these very positive things fill up your treasure box. But of course, sometimes people can be very negative. They'll say things that are not very empowering. So they'll say things like, you're not good enough. You'll never amount to anything. I don't want to be your friend. So as I say all of these things start coming out of your treasure box. And it starts getting very empty. And sometimes people will say things that are so hurtful that you close up your treasure box and nothing goes in. What I'll do, I'll share 3 keys that will help them improve their self-esteem. So key number 1 is a feeling of I belong. When you feel you belong, your treasure box is going to start opening up. Key number 2, so that's the key of accomplishment. Key number 2, I can do things. So when you're able to do things, you feel good about yourself and your treasure box will start opening up. And the last key that I share with them is a feeling of being appreciated. So those are the 3 keys that I talk to the children about to help them improve their self-esteem so that the treasure box can open up and all the great things can start falling back into the treasure box.
This is only one of her many methods to help youth overcome negative aspects in their daily lives. She believes if you give light to people, they will find their way.
It helps them love themselves unconditionally and feel that they can do anything that they set their mind to know that there's no limitation. Sky's the limit.
For more information on the Empowered Me program, you can visit empoweredme.ca. Thank you so much for watching The Community Producers. If you'd like to get involved and become an Access volunteer yourself, please visit our Shaw TV webpage or contact us on our Facebook or Twitter pages. This show doesn't happen without you. I'm Corey Seller. Thanks for watching.